Politics. Oh, the politics.
Very simple. We're under assault.
No.
It's true now.
Rick, I'll tell you what. $10,000? $10,000 bet?
Going to be talking about confiscating the bats from the New York Yankees, especially Aaron Judge.
Here we go.
Without any, just kicking down the doors. So that, of course, leads us. Leads us into the question.
Before you complain, before you start saying lock her up, we don't need a wall, you want to shoot your Gatling gun at a series of cows in front of vegans.
I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety.
Know this review is an examination of a fictional political show. At no time is the dissection of this show for the intent of changing your political opinion, nor is it presenting the ideology of mine.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So to the topic at hand. Designated Survivor. Well, it has Kiefer Sutherland in it.
I don't want to have to kill you, but I will. I will kill you. I'll find you no matter where you try it. 5 seconds. Followed by 12 days of pain that is so agonizing, morphine can't even touch it. This is over. This is over! Give me a name!
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you subscribe. I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, Jack Bauer is the President of the United States. What else do you need?
Mr. President, you're live. 5.
I do solemnly swear
4.
that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States. So help me God.
Designated Survivor debuted on ABC in the fall of 2016 with a strong audience of 10 million viewers. Despite performing well on the network, it would go on to be cancelled after 2 seasons, with Netflix saving it for the 3rd season. That 3rd season was released to Netflix June 7th of 2019. On the night of the U.S.'s State of the Union address, a massive explosion destroys the Capitol building, claiming the lives of the president and those in line of succession, leaving the remaining man, the designated survivor, Tom Kirkman, played by Jack Bauer himself, Kiefer Sutherland. Kirkman, who was formerly Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, is sworn in immediately. Designated Survivor is a genre blend between shows like House of Cards, West Wing, and Homeland. The political atmosphere feels heavily in the vein of West Wing, setting the trials and tribulations of a man at the helm of a position he wasn't ready for.
You mean maybe he'll realize he has no business running the country? That he should just step aside?
The show takes it a step further by adding another level of difficulty. Tom Kirkman is a registered independent. Because of this, the lines of allegiance is completely blurred, as Tom often hops the line between Republican and Democrat.
President Lincoln prophetically cautioned, "A house divided against itself cannot stand."
The show takes shots at both sides, leaving no one unmarked from the political commentary it lays out.
You're every bit as much a politician as I am.
God help me if that's true.
Politics do not need to be this dirty, and you have the power to prove it.
The show's plot setup, the destruction of the Capitol, and mass execution of both political parties allows character plot threads to shine.
I lost colleagues, friends, people I love. I want to find every single person involved in this attack, from planning to execution, and rip them limb from limb.
Situations often arise, whether it be domestic or foreign, that allow Kirkman's inexperience as a president and really as a politician to come out.
You can't make that call. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs is gone.
He doesn't give you any authority here.
We're under attack. What more authority do you want?
Kirkman is really pushed as a person first.
What you said at the Capitol site that day, that we would rise better and stronger than ever before. I believed you. So don't let those people bring you down.
Proven by the multiple flashbacks of him with his wife, Alex, and his insecurity and doubts as a political power. Kiefer, who most of us know is arguably the greatest TV action hero ever.
I have killed 2 people since midnight. I have not slept for over 24 hours. So maybe you should be a little more afraid of me than you are right now.
Is incredibly subdued.
Can't tell you because it's classified. But I'll let you know when it happens.
Are you okay?
It's fine.
No, this isn't Kiefer asleep at the wheel, but constrained. At times, he lets that infamous anger out of his.
Back me with more than 75%, and I'll launch the damn missiles myself.
But Tom Kirkman is written far more intelligent and far more thoughtful than Jack ever was.
Thank you. all of you, for everything. Let's get back to work.
Kirkman's inexperience mixed with his political allegiance to no one makes for interesting conflicts between the show's larger ensemble cast.
I don't think our children should be forced to choose between art or science.
I'm happy to debate this, Mr. President, when we put together the next budget.
And help you win black votes?
I understand the cynicism of your remark. As long as there have been candidates for office, they have paid lip service to the concerns of black voters.
Designated Survivor went through numerous showrunners throughout its production. While not uncommon, the amount of changes can be concerning, even detrimental to plot structure and character development. For the most part, nothing changes. Season to season focuses change, as the first season was really more based on the political conspiracy at hand. After that, the show stumbled in the territory of political conversations.
How can your country treat a child this way? At times, my country can have a cold heart.
I recognize you. Hello. Could you connect me to the Capitol Police? What are you doing in here?
Here is where I could see the show losing people, but again, the show doesn't leave a stone unturned here.
Use this, use that. Everything is transactional with you wrapped up in tiny little units of political utility.
If speaking about gay rights or transgenderism makes you squirm, then you'll probably be reaching quickly for a remote, I'm sure.
With Mr. Shore acting as sponsor to Mexican invaders, and Mr. Kirkman's former brother-in-law pushing a radical transgender agenda, say that 5 times fast, in the White House.
Netflix thankfully saved the show and brought it back to their streaming network. You can find all 3 seasons of Designated Survivor on Netflix now, actually. The show once again went through some more changes, this time adopting more of an HBO adult theme that wasn't present when it debuted on network television.
Emily, you can drop the pretense. I know what's up.
Excuse me?
Don't fucking bullshit me.
She got mad. She was like, shit! I said, wait, what? What'd you say?
And the topics at hand were far more adult themed.
None of this is your fault.
While I'm not prude in any sense, the change from the first 2 seasons to the third can feel jarring, to say the least. While the third season maintained strong writing, quality character development, and immersive performances, it struggled with its once great ability to balance plot lines. The political conspiracy once again makes another appearance, this time in the form of a dirty bomb. It isn't entirely cohesive to the plot, and its connection to the larger story might be too antagonistic to the parts of the audience watching.
Is national security.
So Porter's supposed to just sit on his hands while you go in with guns blazing and save the world? That's page 1 of the re-election handbook.
President Kirkman doesn't play by the book.
They all play by the book.
Still, when Designated Survivor tread dirty waters that made me fear it might lose me as a viewer, it grabbed me.
That boy has learned to play the game.
God damn it, Cornelius, this is not a game.
Of course it is.
The irony in Designated Survivor is those that are in politics easily forget who they serve. Us. However, Designated Survivor's greatest hook, its greatest appealing factor, is the rise and semi-downfall of Tom Kirkman.
You know goddamn well I had nothing to do with
I do not know that.
Bullshit, you know me.
I thought I did until you got into bed with that racist, hate-spewing ideologue Phil Brunton. Say a presidential campaign is like an x-ray into your soul.
Kirkman's appeal is essentially the buying point into the show. He's an everyman, just one that happens to be pretty intelligent and charismatic.
Like hell you do. I command the National Guard in my state.
No, you don't, Governor. My authority supersedes yours in this matter, and because of what you've done, we have to consider invoking martial law.
However, the political climate often changes a man, and it does just that to Kirkman.
Next time I give a speech, will there be some corner of my mind just whispering, "You are so full of shit"?
Tons of people have already made their beds in regards to the show, with a lot calling it outright heavy left media. Those who do this clearly do not get the point that the showrunners and writers are making when Kirkman makes mistakes and descends into political madness.
The president's not answering any questions right now. Thank you.
You have no response, President Kirkman?
I didn't hear the question.
The Muslim teenager who was beaten by police, Mr. President, do you have a comment?
Are you concerned that their civil rights are being violated?
I guess it's easier to scream at something than try to listen and even understand what the writers are trying to do with characters.
How so?
What I did was a purely calculated political move. It wasn't something that I thought was right. And I didn't get into politics to behave like a politician.
Unfortunately, despite the show being picked up for a 3rd season, with hopes of a 4th season in the mist, the show was cancelled by the streaming network. As a content creator, it's hard to make someone care about what you're doing. In this world, it's so hard to care about politics. So I can only imagine the difficulties in writing and creating a multi-layered ensemble cast television show with the hopes of it running for years. Props to every writer that put their hearts into the show. While not everyone will appreciate it, you have to appreciate the eggshells they do walk on. If nothing else, it's highly enjoyable to see Kiefer Sutherland yell, "No sir," at someone.
Mr. President, I fear you are seriously misinformed.
No, sir.